Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the GPD Win 2 portable gaming PC. Looks sort of like a cross between a laptop and a handheld game console, and it is a little bit of both. It's a full-fledged Windows PC with an Intel Core M3 Kaby Lake dual-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of solid-state storage. It's going to be available later this year for about $699, and it's up for pre-order via Indiegogo for $649. And this is a prototype that was sent to me by the folks at GPD for testing purposes. I wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like inside, because they always say it's what's inside that counts. One thing that's really pretty easy to do here is upgrade the storage. So as I mentioned, it comes with 128 gigabytes of solid-state storage. That's on an M2 SSD, which you can see here. So there's just a little slot that you open. You can remove this and swap in a larger one. Now the operating system's on here, so you're going to need to copy your files or install a new operating system or do whatever it is that you want to do. But that's all you have to do to replace the storage with another module. In order to further open the case, which honestly there's not that much reason to do because that's the only thing that's easily upgradable, but if you wanted to open up the rest of the case, there's screws here, 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 here. So there's 7 screws that you need to open. And while I've got a little prying tool here that I thought I might need in order to sort of get at everything, turns out that fingernails are pretty much good enough. So you just find the little space here, the little gap, put your fingernails in there, and pull down from each corner. I may have spoken too soon about not needing that tool. There we go. Seems like there's a latch that might be a little stuck here on the side. There it goes. So now we have access to the insides, and as you can see, pretty much nothing else that's easy to upgrade. Now there's a couple more screws holding everything in place here, and you could remove them if you wanted to sort of see the other side where the back of the keyboard is, but I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to risk breaking this. And I do know that the RAM is soldered to the motherboard and the processor is not going to be something you can upgrade. So that's where the SSD goes. And if you look, you can see that there's actually a little hole here in the case. So it slides through and connects there. But it's relatively easy to get at without opening up the whole case. In terms of battery, there's actually 2 batteries stacked on top of each other here. So there's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery and another one below it. And that's what provides hours of playtime when you're playing games, watching videos, and so forth. I haven't, at this point, done extensive testing on the battery, but you can definitely get reasonably good battery life here. I'm not necessarily going to say that you can play video games for 10 hours straight, but you can do more than a couple of hours before having to charge. And if you're doing less resource-intensive tasks like web surfing or watching videos, then you can probably go a little bit longer than that. You can see that we've got the shoulder buttons here. These guys are nice and clicky and firm. These, the L3 and R3 buttons are pretty soft, and they're held on here by a pretty small piece of silicone here, and they're just designed to tap something in there. The L2 and R2 buttons are a little bit firmer here. We've got the fan, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know does work pretty well because it's pretty noisy. I don't know if it would have been possible to put a quieter fan in there, but this is something that you can definitely hear while the device is in use. We've got our full-size USB port, USB Type-C. That's your little micro HDMI, and I believe that is your micro SD card slot right there. And you can sort of see the thickness of everything. So while I've got it open, I just wanted to take a quick look and show you what everything looks like from the insides. As I mentioned, there's not really anything that's easy to upgrade except for the solid-state storage, though. But I suppose if you really needed to replace the battery, that would be relatively easy to do here. Again, I don't want to open it up and sort of see how tough that would be, because we've got some ribbons here that I don't want to risk severing. I believe that's the wireless card over here. It's a pretty small one. You can see the wires going to antenna, And speakers maybe, let's see. The speakers should be right around here and here. And so I'm not really sure that we can see them from this side. So that is a look under the hood. And in order to close things back up, just slide that back in. Make sure not to press too hard until everything's lined up properly so that the buttons are all in the right places. And it should all just snap back together pretty easily. And once that's done, you can go ahead and put the tiny little screws back in place and seal up the case again. Which is all a lot easier to do when I'm not shooting video. So I'm going to go chase down that screw, make sure I haven't lost it, and you enjoy some other videos on this channel. Stay tuned to Liliputing.com and Liliputing on YouTube for more details about the GPD Win 2 portable gaming handheld PC.